physicist. In the cult film, The Matrix, humanity was enslaved by machines that turned people into energy sources. And so that people would not suspect anything, their brains were connected to virtual reality. After the release of this film, many were puzzled by the question, what if this is not fiction, and we really do not live as we think? Maybe some higher intelligence is playing with us, making us believe that the reality around us is real, but in fact, it is a lie. Recently, physicist Melvin Wobson from the University of Portsmouth, England, became interested in this same question. At the same time, he claims to have found evidence that we live in some kind of matrix. Wobson argues that the physical behavior of information in our universe resembles the process of computer deletion or compression of code, and that this is a random hint that machines allowed in, hoping that people would not notice. My research points to the strange and interesting possibility that we are not living in an objective reality, but that our entire universe may simply be a state-of-the-art virtual reality simulation, says Wobson. A year ago, Wobson announced that he had discovered what he called a new law of physics, the second law of infodynamics. According to this law, entropy, a measure of chaos in an isolated system, in information systems is either stable or decreases over time. From the point of view of infodynamics, information systems are considered to be any biological or physical objects, from a person to an atom. According to the outdated second law of thermodynamics, discovered in the 1850s, entropy is either stable or increases over time. According to Wobson's law, entropy in information systems is reduced in exactly the same way that unnecessary code in computer systems is removed or compressed to save space. This leads to the conclusion that the nature of our universe, in which information systems are located, is suspiciously similar to something artificially created. That is, in fact, we live in a huge computer simulation. All this, of course, is described in very simple words, so that even those people who do not know physics well can understand. But if you take a closer look at Wobson's study, published in the journal AIP Advances, your skin begins to crawl. Simulating a super-complex universe like ours would require a built-in optimization and data compression engine to reduce the processing power and storage requirements to run the simulation. This is exactly what we observe through empirical data all around us, including digital data, biological systems, atomistic systems, mathematical symmetries, and the entire universe. This is what the second law of infodynamics reveals, so the logical conclusion is that, although it does not provide definitive proof, it certainly underlies the simulated universe theory. According to Professor Wobson, the symmetry that we constantly observe in the everyday world, for example in butterflies, flowers or starfish, strongly supports the theory of a simulated universe. Because high symmetry corresponds to a state with the lowest information entropy, potentially explaining nature's tendency towards this. All biological life has some form of symmetry, and all solids and crystals have symmetry, laws of physics, etc. The universe has a built-in mechanism to optimize the calculations of everything. Symmetry is the best way to optimize or visualize a digitally constructed world, and that's why we have symmetry rather than asymmetry everywhere. According to Wobson, information should be considered the fifth state of matter after solid, liquid, gas, and plasma. He also argues that information has mass and could therefore be the elusive dark matter that makes up almost a third of the universe. Wobson predicts that over the next 150 years, we may face an information catastrophe. The number of digital bits will exceed the number of atoms on Earth, and there will be a point of maximum possible digital information, as well as the maximum power with which it can be supported. Leave us your thoughts in the comments section.